What up? What up? What up? Welcome to another edition of Garden City Media. I always get that confused. Excuse me. But I am here with my guy Heck, and we are at a point right now in this Mets off season where we're a little bit upset. We're looking for answers, like the title says. The Mets fans deserve answers. And welcome to the CrossRoads, because right now that's where we're at. We're at a crossroads. I don't know where we are. I have no idea where the direction of the team is. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if this is a rebuild. I don't know if this is a retool. Everything the Mets have shown me so far has shown me that this is a bit of a rebuild. That's just what I think. And until I'm proven wrong, I think it's a rebuild, and that's where I'm going to stand on it. And I think we deserve answers. I'm frustrated. I'm upset. But that's why I brought my man Hector in here to maybe talk some sense into me, to, give me some positive energy. My guy Heck, hope you had a very Merry Christmas, had a happy holidays, the whole nine. How you doing, my guy?
Doing pretty good, Eddie. Doing pretty good. It's been a while, man. So I'm happy to be here. A little last minute, you hit me up like, yo, let's get on. What you doing? I'm like,
Let's do it.
kind of ready to call it in, but you know what? Why not? Let's have some fun. But yeah, no, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all that good stuff to you. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm upset. I think I've gotten over the upset part. What is this? That 7 stages or whatever the hell it is. I
Seven
don't know what.
stages of grief.
Yeah, I don't know what stage I'm in, but I kind of gotten over the upset part, I think.
So
And I'm
you're at the
just at the, I think,
acceptance stage?
yeah, I think I'm at, it's exactly what I was gonna say. I think I'm just at an acceptance stage now and just waiting to see what the hell's gonna happen. Pretty much waiting to see. Aren't we all? Waiting for the next move, because every time this team makes a move, you're waiting for the following move, and it doesn't seem like there's a following move. Um, like it seemed like it's a bunch of, I don't know, random moves. But yeah, other than that, we're doing good, man. Just waiting, waiting.
And waiting is the hardest part. Waiting is the hardest part because, again, we're in an off season where we've done a lot. We've done a lot where we've gotten rid of the core. We've broken everything up. Everybody knows, got rid of Pete, got rid of everybody. But the bottom line is we were supposed to improve this team. And right now, this team is not improved at all to me. Maybe you could say we're okay in the bullpen, but do we have a better bullpen than we did last year? My answer would be no, because we lost the best closer in the game. Yeah, we got Devin Williams, and he's a good closer, and we got a few other pitchers there that are solid. We got Minter, we got Weaver, we got Rayleigh. And that's a pretty good 6, 7, 8, 9, however you want to call it. But is it really this, stud bullpen that we were kind of, sold on? Is this lineup any better? No. We've gotten rid of guys like Jeff McNeil, and I know the fan base hates Jeff McNeil, and I understand, but to be perfectly honest, Jeff McNeil plugged a lot of holes for us, and we got rid of him for basically salary cap relief for his money, and we have yet to even use that money at all since we got him. So I don't know where we are. So what's your take on all this?
Yeah, that's like I'm saying. I think whenever there's a move, we're expecting a corresponding move, and it's not happening as quick as we would like. I also think a lot of it is, and I've been saying it for a while. You know, you said rebuild before, I believe, or maybe you said it before we even came on. I think you said it early on here, and I've been saying rebuild, and people get bent out of shape when they hear the word rebuild, and
Right.
again, I don't mean it rebuilding like we're blowing the whole thing up and we're going young and we're gonna lose 100 games a season. I mean rebuilding, and we're changing the parts, and we have a totally different thing here. What I do think is we're on a different timeline than David Stearns is, and we want to see moves that make us feel like we're World Series contenders in 2026. And I'm not sure that David Stearns is there. And I know that sounds crazy to people. And you're gonna tell me how you gonna say that, Hector, when you have Juan Soto and you just went and got Juan Soto last year. How you gonna say we're rebuilding when you have Juan Soto and you just went and got Juan? I'm just saying again, it's not rebuild in the sense that we're gonna go lose for 3 years. It's a rebuild when that we change philosophies, we've changed players, we've taken a lot of um big pieces from this team away from it, and now we're waiting for pieces to be added on. We appreciate that crypto, and we appreciate the restream as well.
Appreciate
Um,
Chaz too.
yeah, no, but you said
Crypto
this
came
team.
out and just said this team is trash.
Yeah, yeah. After, oh, this team is trash. I apologize,
He
crypto.
did repost the stream too.
Right, right. But I read it as this stream is trash. I'm so sorry, man. I'm terrible. Um, but no, the team as it is right now, I guess we could say is trash. What I will say about the bullpen is maybe it's a little deeper. Maybe it's
I
a
think
little
so.
deeper than it was before. Maybe not top heavy as if if it would, and also if it would have stayed healthy last year, it might have been a little bit deeper too, right? If Daniel Nunez didn't get hurt, which he was
Yeah.
never really around, but someone that we counted on going into into the season. Um, Mentor ended up getting hurt.
Minter was a
You
big
know,
loss.
Reed Garrett. I know he's a little bit of a hot but an issue for people, but I thought he's solid.
Yeah, he was
If he didn't
decent.
get hurt, like the bullpen. Listen, we know what happened with the pitchers. There was a lot of injury and a lot of underperformance as well. But I think maybe what we could say now is that the bullpen is a little bit deeper, if even if we don't feel as secure as we did with Diaz. But if we're honest, I called it the Edwin Diaz experience, right?
Yeah.
So I can't be hypocritical about it. And that's how I feel about the whole thing overall, Eddie. That's how I feel about the whole situation where we are right now with this team. Like I can't be hypocritical with what's going on right now. What I've asked for a lot of it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? At different times through my fandom, and now we're finally here. I've talked about hating long-term contracts. Now we have a president of baseball operation that doesn't really like long-term contracts either. So we'll see.
I mean, you go back to that last day of the season, excuse me, the day after the last day of the season, and you go back to what David Stearns spoke about run prevention, this, that, and the other. And that's great and all, but has he done anything to this point to create run prevention outside of the moves in the bullpen? To me, run prevention starts with defense and starting pitching. And yes, he added Marcus Simeon, and I'm sure he'll be a huge upgrade at second base. However, I still look at this outfield and I say to myself, Juan Soto's still at right field. He's one of the worst outfielders in baseball. Tyrone Taylor, as of this point, is going to be the starting center fielder. And we don't even know who's in left field. And then we traded Jeff McNeil, who played center field, played left field, played second base. I mean, if anybody was run prevention, it was Jeff McNeil to a degree, despite him being and I'm talking about him strictly being a utility player. I'm not talking about him as being a starter. I'm talking about him being a utility guy. To me, he's done the David Stearns has done nothing to address run prevention. Okay, we went out and signed Jorge Polanco. Great. But every time I
Yeah,
look
but to
at the
play
move,
first base, which he doesn't play, that's not run prevention.
right. So like what are we doing? Like what is the end game here? Because to me, you asked the fans to come out. We came out last year. You asked the fans to watch. We watch. You asked the fans to spend money. We spent it. You said the owner came out and said he was going to spend. And that's great and all. But actions speak louder than words. Murakami, a guy that was sitting out there as a DH, a guy that profiles as a guy with Kyle Schwarber type of power. We let him go to the White Sox for a 2-year deal at $17 million. I don't understand. You just lost Pete Alonso. Murakami, for everything he profiles, is a replacement for that power. And it's not on a long-term deal. I don't get it, Hack. I don't get it.
That a lot of things are confusing about the whole thing that's going on. Is that you can see, okay, maybe with Murakami is because of the defense, and he doesn't fit into run prevention. Okay, but at the same time, you bring in Polanco to play first base, and he's never played the position. Oh, but he's athletic. He's this. He's a middle infielder. He should be able to do it. We'll see how it works out. Um, I also think, and this is Murakami. What are they? What did you call it? Projects to be a DH more than anything, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. What was the contract?
2 years, 34 million, 17 million a year.
Which is really not much, right? But this is what I
Peanuts.
something that I've been saying lately, Eddie. I think I even did a video where I talked about this, and I said, whenever you think about a player right now, this is just how I'm reading the situation with the Mets. You think about a free agent, maybe even a trade, whatever. You think about bringing someone in, and the price point, and this is how they forced me to think about it now. We got to think about value, right? And I think the way the Mets look at it, and then shout out Will Salmon and Ken Rosenthal who did an article, and they kind of said the same thing the day after I did my video and said this. I think about Mark Vientos. I think about Mark Vientos and the fact that Mark Vientos will probably get in arbitration this year. Maybe I don't even know if it is arbitration, whatever.
I don't think he is arbitration
Right,
eligible
maybe
yet.
his last year pre-arbitration, but he still get a bump from
Right.
800,000, maybe to $1 million.
Million, 2 million, something like
Right,
that.
and Mark Vientos, in their eyes, possibly is someone who still can hit you maybe 30 home runs, driving 85, 90 runs. You know, so I just see it like that. Do I go get Murakami for 34 million? Or do I take my chances with Vientos, who could possibly have a bounce back year and give me the same production, if not even more, for $1 million?
Okay. I see it, but to have any trust in Mark Vientos after that, watching those last few months, and I know he was better in the second half. I know he was. But for me to have any trust in that guy, I can't. I'm again, if this is going to be a playoff build, which that's what we're going, right? We're going for the playoffs. At least that's what we're told. You mean to tell me we're going to put Mark Vientos in there every single day as either a DH or a first baseman? I just don't see it. I don't see that
As part of
being,
a rotation, yeah.
you know,
Now, they'll go and get someone, but it has to make total sense. And I think because that guy Murakami has so many question marks, right? The defensive question marks, and then
correct.
is his back going to translate? The fact that depends on where you look, he does not hit the fastball.
He's young though too. He's only like 25, I believe.
Yeah, 25, 26, something like that.
Yeah, I think he's going to be 26 next season.
Right. So I'm listen again. I just think that's the way, part of how they see it.
Yeah, I get it,
Can
but
we get more value? Because he keeps talking about playing these young guys. I can't get away from that. He keeps talking about having to play the young guys, having to build from within, especially when it comes to pitching and so on and so forth. But listen, it's a confusing time. It's a frustrating time. I feel like I've become an apologist for David Stearns, and that is the last thing I want to be. But like I said, I'm just at a point right now where I've just accepted what's going on. And in my mind, I don't know if it's a total rebuild, but it is a total rebuild.
how do you, yeah, how do you, when you see Jennifer here, Jennifer says this is a total rebuild. And I've seen Jennifer on the post, on the lives here and there, and she's been hitting that point home. She believes this is a total rebuild.
Right.
I
My
agree.
question to Jennifer is, what does she mean by that? Right? Because what I mean by rebuild is, what we've done is rebuild the team. You've removed a bunch of parts. I look at it as a car. You put in a new engine last year, Juan Soto,
Yes.
and you didn't change anything else to the car.
Right.
Well, the other thing started to falter a little bit as well. They can't handle the new engine. So maybe it's a water pump. You pick the parts. Well, that's what we've done now. You want to tell me Brandon M was a water pump? Okay. You want to tell me Edwin Diaz is? I don't freaking know. Whatever.
Carburetor.
A carburetor. That doesn't even exist anymore, I don't think.
I don't know. I'm not a car
But
guy.
you know what I'm saying? You rebuild the car, you remove old parts, or even a transmission. You can rebuild the transmission, you can rebuild the engine, but you can rebuild the transmission of a car. by changing the things inside, all the coils and all that good stuff, right? So that's how I see rebuild. You change the entire coaching staff pretty much, which is going to bring in a new philosophy, a new way of doing things. That's how I see the rebuild. Some people see rebuild and they think, like I said before,
4 or 5 years.
3, 4, 5 years of just terrible
Garbage.
losing season, of just playing rookies, young guys, and see what happens. I That's where I say, like some people say, there's no way you can do that. When you have one, you might as well trade Lindor as well and get ready
Yes,
for
I
Soto to walk away, and when he has the option in 5 years, you know.
so matter of fact, T Ray on X says trade Lindor today, like now.
All right, T Ray, appreciate the comment. Let me make this announcement right here, and because this also applies when Eddie does his own stream where he doesn't get as many comments. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you watching. We're approaching over 200 plus of you beautiful people. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate you commenting on Eddie's post of the stream. But unless you go into the stream itself and you
Yeah, we
comment in
can't
the
see it.
stream, we can't see it here on the screen. Other people watching can't see it on the screen. So please, if you can, see, and then we could do this and we can address it because I didn't see that comment that Eddie just talked about.
Yeah.
So
Shout out
T
to my
Ray,
our guy
my
Jonathan.
guy, please go in the stream and comment in the stream itself so that we can see it. Thank you. We appreciate it. Go ahead, Eddie. My bad.
So Jonathan says, "What up, guys? This happens to be one of the worst off seasons I've seen in a very long time. I hate this. I wish we could at least know the direction. Stearns needs to show some transparency. I'm very frustrated. I fall in line with Jonathan so much.
I think a
I
lot of people do.
I
And
do.
there's others that chastise people like Jonathan. This makes me sick is right. But
And then
this is the only thing I say about that, right? Because it's not a total rebuild, John, right? In the sense of losing games. This is what I'm going to tell Jonathan right now. Ladies and gentlemen, David Stearns has told us exactly what he is doing every step of the way. I keep saying this, man. We just don't want to accept it. We
right.
just want to ignore it. We want him to do different things. He's told us we're going to be competitive, right?
What does that mean though?
Exactly. What does that mean? We are going to go and be active in free agency and everything, and we're always going to bring it. We're going to make moves that make sense. But here's the key that help us now while maintaining grasp of the future and making sure that it doesn't hurt us in the future. Because we want, here's the thing that we all want, right? Sustained success.
Correct.
Sustained success. So, in my opinion, and I keep saying this, I'm tired of hearing myself say it. I don't think David Stearns feels like he has a team to make the type of moves that we want, right? Because if you feel like you have a team that you could win with right now, you go get Cody Bellinger. You go
Right.
get Framber Valdez. And to hell with the latter part of that contract because all contracts don't pay off at the end of the contract, right?
Very few.
This crap about wanting to have the perfect contracts is going to have to end sooner or later. And this is coming from someone who doesn't like 10-year deals. This is coming from someone that before David Stearns said, I wouldn't give any position player over 26 years old more than 7 years. I said this stupid nonsense. And you know what people would always tell me, Eddie? Hector, you would never be able to get players. And you know what? They were right. And I always said that, you know what? You might be right. And it's not that I don't want to keep a player 15 years. I just can't commit for 15 years when I know that I'm not going to get the value that I'm going to be paying you. And maybe, and listen, the way money fluctuates, whatever. But you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well, again,
But my point is, just to finish, I don't think Stearns is ready to win. He doesn't feel like he has a team to win right now. I don't know why. And then that's partially his fault. So I think he's going to give us a competitive nonsense and make moves to be competitive until he's ready to win. And then hopefully, he does what we want him to do in the sense that he'll maybe come out of his comfort zone and give in that deal to that pitcher or that player that he wouldn't normally do, that he's not going to do right now this offseason. I think that's the main issue, bro.
I get all that, but where I get lost in all this and where I get frustrated is you gave away Pete Alonso. You just let him walk. You didn't even care. We knew we both knew he wasn't signing Pete Alonso. That's his deal. Now, if you're going to tell me you want to be competitive, then why aren't you going out there and trying to replace some of that power you lost? You have a chance right now. You had a chance with Kyle Schwarber. It didn't work out. Okay, no problem. But you also had that chance with Murakami, and I get it. Hey, we have Vientos. Maybe he does the same thing. However, Murakami has, I think, 6 or 7 seasons in a row hitting over 30 home runs in the Japanese league. Now, he's gone. He's off the board. Forget about it. Akamoto. I forgot what his first name is, but he's out there. This is a guy that plays first, plays third. He's won 2 Gold Gloves as a third baseman and 1 Gold Glove as a first baseman. And he's a little bit older, but he has had 6 seasons or more with 30 or more home runs, and he's 29 years old. Gold Glove, first base, and 29. You cannot tell me that this guy's going to cost more than a 2-year deal. And you probably could get the guy at probably $12 million a year. So you're talking 2 years, $24 million for a guy that can hit over 30 home runs and play Gold Glove first base. So I see that out there, and I say to myself, this is sort of a no-brainer. Like, why aren't we going at it? I mean, the price is right. He fits what you're trying to do, run prevention. Why aren't we all over this guy? And I get it. We have till the January 4th, he has till January 4th to be signed. But he fits. Why not go out and be aggressive with a guy like that? And at the same time, you're getting back some of that home run protection for Juan Soto, for Francisco Lindor, for Marcus Semien. I don't understand, because it's a great deal. It's staring you in the face, and we're not pouncing on it. It blows my mind away.
I think part of that is trying to have like I said, they're rebuilding everything. So they've rebuilt the offense too, right? Oh, they're in the process of doing that. And I think part of offsetting that power, that power from Pete Alonso is going to be by having guys that do maybe a little bit different. Maybe guys that put the ball in play a little bit more instead of striking out. Remember all those times they talk about, gosh, Lee, Brandon was striking out too much.
Right,
Put the
yes.
ball, you know what I'm saying? So now
The
maybe
bottom of the
having
order in
guys that
general.
maybe don't hit the home run, but will put the ball in play and get you ahead. And still hit home runs, but maybe not as much. Oh, that's not the end all be all for them. But
And when you see a
I don't
comment
know.
like
The other
this,
thing is, listen, nobody else is signing these guys, right?
no.
So we saw 2 off seasons ago, where a lot of fans were frustrated and wanted JD Martinez. And again, it was the whole thing in, why am I going to bring in JD Martinez when I got Mark Vientos here?
Right.
And then JD Martinez fell on his lap because the market.
The market dictated that.
Right.
But with Akamoto, it's a little different, because you have a date, and it's not like other free agents where.
Right. But the date is about to run out soon.
True.
So the market may drop even with that deadline to the point where he feels comfortable jumping in. And if he Okamoto, is it Okamoto? Gosh.
It's Akamoto.
Akamoto. If he feels comfortable with the offer, maybe we land him.
I just think it's a perfect fit. And again, when I look at the offense, and again, I understand people wanting to get rid of McNeil, but McNeil, believe it or not, as a utility player, had a lot of value, to me at least, because of what he can do. A guy
So much
needs a day
value that
off.
we traded him for a 17-year-old project.
Right.
I don't know
Right.
how much value, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying with McNeil. But listen, we know the deal with that. It
It
was
was
time.
it was yeah, and listen, I'm okay. I'm perfectly okay with breaking up the score, going in a different direction. I just don't see the direction. I wish I did. I really do. Because if run prevention was the narrative, I've yet to see one thing besides Simeon that screams run prevention, to me at least.
No, listen, and then again, you can't ignore the fact that part of it is gonna be Carson Bench. Will it be opening day? I don't know, but creating a lane in the new speak for these young guys to play. That's part of it too.
I mean,
And getting rid of a Jeff McNeil, in a sense, accomplishes that. At the same time, it's not opening day tomorrow. It's not even, what do you call it?
it's
Spring
not even
training
the new
tomorrow.
year.
It's not even spring training tomorrow. So there's
Right.
still time. You know what I'm saying? And maybe the move is a trade.
If
My
it,
homie K, what's going on? Maybe the move is a trade. Maybe the move is a trade. You know what I'm saying?
to me, I think the price right now for starting pitching is so high. It's got to be astronomical because we have not seen one decent starting pitcher move teams. Not one. So to me, that has got to the ask is probably crazy. It has to be. And
And he,
remember,
no, I'm
you go
sorry. Go
back,
ahead.
go back to the trade deadline, and remember the prices then for starting pitching. I feel like the prices have doubled. Like that's how I feel because it's not just us. It's all around Major League Baseball that you're not seeing starting pitching move.
Yeah. And what did we keep hearing? Starting pitching is expensive. Starting pitchers are expensive. Starting pitchers are
Of
expensive.
course.
Both in contracts when you go get them in free agency and when you try to trade for them. And I think what we've seen this offseason, right, where we saw Dylan Cease get the contract that he got that opened some eyes. Who's the other guy that signed? I forget what
Uh,
other pitcher signed. Opened some eyes, right? I
Michael
think,
King.
right. I think
Well,
those moves now raise the price even more when it comes to trades. You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
Because teams are seeing like, golly, this is what free agency is costing for these pitchers, and I got this guy here. You got to give me, yeah, you got to give me more. If not, I'm gonna keep my guy because why am I gonna? You know what I'm saying? Like, and
It's got to be astronomical. It has to be.
no,
It
it
has to
is,
be.
it is. And then a lot of teams just don't want to trade pitching either
Yeah, and I don't
because it's
blame
so
them.
hard to go out there and get pitching.
Here goes our guy Jonathan. He's got a Bible verse for us, but we're going to
Right.
read it out for us. For the life of me, I cannot understand when you have all the money of Steve Cohen and you have prospect capital. Why do you need to be prospect? Why do you need to be a prospect hugger? Prospects are suspects if you can get a good player. I don't care who we trade. We need to go out and do it. The object of this is to get better, to win games. I don't know if these prospects that he's holding onto are going to pan out. It's time to make moves, in my opinion.
Can't argue with that.
I mean, again, I would think we if the price wasn't too bad, we would have seen it across Major League Baseball. You would just see guys move. I even think Hector. I even think the price of a guy like Luis Robert is through the roof because he's on a garbage team. He's making $20 million. He hasn't had a good year in 3 seasons. I think even for a guy like that, I think the cost is probably astronomical. It's got to be.
Yeah, it was already high before, didn't we hear? I'm pretty sure. Listen, man, I'm not a real bird guy,
I am
but
not either.
I'm almost resigned to the fact that it may be the kind of move that finally gets made. But who the hell knows? Honestly, I honestly don't. That's why I don't try to predict people. I don't know. besides my overall thought of what I think David Stern is trying to do, I have no clue who he may or may not be trying to get out there. Who he may or may not get out there. I don't even want to I don't even want to speculate because I have no idea. I really don't. I really
I
don't.
mean, we've thought there's been many players that fit our bill, right? Cody Bellinger, for example,
That's
he
why I'm
fits.
saying.
Yeah, he fits the bill. However, you know, that market is, to me, it's moving so slow. Kyle Tucker's another guy moving so slow. You even guys like Eugenio Suarez, who had 40 plus home runs last year. You're not even hearing anything about these
Yeah,
guys,
I don't get it, man.
and
Well,
they're
there's
good
another thing
players.
that I'm saying. I've said this a couple of times to a couple of people. I may have said it in one of the streams. I'm not sure. Think about it, Eddie. David Stearns is like the human salary cap. He's
Yeah,
the human luxury tax. David Stearns right now, the league must love. The league officers love him. The Players Association has to hate David Stearns right now. Because think
definitely.
about what's going on. If you think about it, David Stearns, maybe purposely or not purposely, but just by default, he's kind of helping to bring the market down because you're taking out one of the biggest spenders, right? And you're not getting involved. Everybody knows that you're measured. So why the hell are we going to go crazy and make these crazy offers when the team that we expected to be crazy? I know the Dodgers have been a little nuts, but the team that everybody
They
expected to
always
go out
are.
there and throw money around and not care and was the Mets. And now with David Stearns, the Mets are not doing that. So in my opinion, and I'm not educated enough to really explain what's running around in my head, but I see it as David Stearns is helping indirectly to suppress the market,
It could
both in
be
contract, I mean, both in years and in money for some guys. Now, there's some guys that are going to go out there and get paid anyways. But listen, if people really thought that the Mets were out there, like really genuinely trying to get a Cody Bellinger at all means, a Kyle Tucker at all means, like we were expected to do, things may be a whole lot different, Eddie. But everybody knows David Stearns is not going to go for those guys unless it's exactly at his price point, maybe a little bit higher. And
yeah.
maybe Cody Bellinger's market drops to 5 years, 4 years, and that's a comfortable point for him. But it's what I said before, bro. I know it sounds crazy, but in my opinion, the way I'm reading David Stearns is right now on December 29th, 28th, whatever the hell it is, right now, is that he doesn't feel that there's anything that he can do to win in 2026. And then you want to tell me he doesn't feel like he could win in 2027, or maybe he feels confident that there's going to be a lockout and there's not going to be no
Right,
baseball. So, because if you do, then you go and you make the Cody Bellinger deal. To hell with the last 2 years. If
right.
you did, you go and you bring back Pete Alonso. To hell with the last 2 years. Pete got 5-year deal, Eddie. You're gonna tell me that Pete Alonso can't give you at least 3 good years,
Of
if not
course.
4 out of those 5, if not the whole damn 5? I think so. And if you think you can win the World Series, you make that damn move. Oh, Hector, but this core never won. I get it. I get it. It's not what I'm talking about. Listen to what I'm saying. You want to say
Right.
Cody Bellinger? Then let's go to Cody Bellinger. You want to say Kyle Tucker? Then let's go Kyle Tucker. You want to tell me Fran Bavall? Whoever the hell it is, that's a free agent right now. If you feel like you can win with this team, you go ahead and you make the fucking deal.
Right.
Because you know what? I'm going to get what I want. A damn World Series. And then we'll figure out the back end in 3 years.
I
Isn't that the
I
whole idea with Soto?
yeah.
You possibly going to be paying for 7 bad years out of the damn
Right.
contract.
Right.
You know?
To
So,
me, it just screams that I don't believe in this team.
yeah.
I don't know if I have enough time. I don't know if there's enough players available to me now or available
And the
via
ones that are
trade.
available to me are not good enough.
Right. And those guys who are available are not good enough for me to commit dollars to or B, commit prospects to. That's what this offseason screams to me, the Met fan, that went to the
100%.
final game of the year and watched the collapse in full in live view. Okay, that's what that screams to me. I don't
100%.
have enough, or what's out there is not going to put me and the Mets over the top this year. It's we are truly, as I said in the title, at a crossroads. And it's okay that they don't think it's enough, because we watched the team in 20. I'm not even going to go to 2022. We watched the team in 2024. Okay, we went up against the Dodgers. We could not get close to them. Fine, no problem. Then we had the great start in 2025, and after that, the ship sunk, and what happened. Now it's, what do I have to do to make this team into a championship caliber team? And the answer is, I don't know. That's, to me, what I think's happening. I could be wrong.
Yeah, at least not this year. He knows. Yo, Junior, what up, my guy? Yeah, man. I didn't know YouTube. Unless Eddie got it on his YouTube.
I have a YouTube going. Garden
I
City
had
Media.
technical difficulties, so I didn't put it out to the YouTube. But here, thanks for coming through on the X, though. Appreciate it.
So what
no.
I'm saying is, if he really believed in this, and he really believed we were close, and the run prevention, this, that, and the other, he would have been much more aggressive. And I think you're right. I think he's looking at 2027. There's going to be a lockout. There might be a salary cap. Who knows, right? So maybe he's thinking, I have to keep this thing flexible. I can't give out 7 years to Cody Bellinger. I can't give out, $25 million to Framber Valdez or whoever it is. That has to be in the thinking. Because if there ever is a salary cap and the Mets have all this bad money, we'll be thanking David Stearns next year and beyond. Now, everybody says to me, Eddie, there's never going to be a salary cap in baseball. You're full of shit. You don't know what you're talking about.
I was almost going to say that a little. Like, I don't see it happening, but who knows?
I can see it. Think about it, Hector. If you were the owner of the Pittsburgh Pirates, or you're the owner of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, those guys definitely want it, for sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So Stearns isn't a stupid guy. So maybe that's part of the thinking, that there might be a salary cap in here. And if there is, this is the right way to do it. And I hate to fucking stick up for the guy, but I'm going to.
Listen, when you throw that there, even more. To me, there may be some of that too, but again, it's just more about, he doesn't feel he can win right now. He doesn't want to make any moves that will hinder that when he's ready to. And then I think there's a lot of, I'm sorry, Jonathan, but I think he believes in a lot of these young guys that he wants to bring up.
Well, the salary thing,
to be able to fill in and not have to commit big money to yet and get value out of them. But I always say, a good front office knows which guys to keep and which guys to move on from, which guys to sell high on and hype, and you know what I'm saying. So this is the time for that too. What was that with the salary cap? You would think they would
be grandfathered in. So, but that's it. All right. So here's what the NBA did when they implied the aprons, first, second apron, right? No team in the NBA right now.
What the hell that is, but
hey, long story short, they gave the teams a year and a half before the penalties for the second apron to kick in. So they gave them a year to, get their books right, get it right. But in the NBA, the most years on a contract is 5. That's it. You don't go beyond 5 years. And if you're after a certain age, you only get 3 4-year deals. That's it. So you could redo your team in the NBA in 3-4 years, no problem. MLB, totally different story. We seeing 15-year contracts. You know what I'm saying? So if that does happen, we will be thanking David Stearns down the line. If it does. If it doesn't, different story. Now let me ask you this, Zach.
That's the big, like, it's hard to even get into that too much, right? Because we just have no idea how that's gonna go.
It's speculation.
Yeah,
It's
I
pure
mean,
speculation.
which a lot of it is, but
So
that's even more speculation.
I don't know if Quays could pick it up, but I
He's
want to
here.
know where you stand on the Mike Puma situation because we had talked about it before the show. You seem to know the lines a little bit better than I do. Can you
Well, like I said,
paraphrase?
when I saw your title again, this is not Blunt Thoughts. This is Garden City Media. I'm actually Eddie's guest today, ladies and gentlemen. No, but when I saw the title, Mets fans deserve answers. I'm like, oh snap, Eddie, you know that it kind of goes with what Mike Puma said, and it's a reality. And listen, us Met fans, we are sensitive as hell. The media's everybody's the enemy. Everybody's
Yeah,
the enemy. And I think 90% of Met fans, or at least that you saw comment on it on X, hated what Mike Puma did and his comments or whatever. But if you read the article, it really wasn't that bad.
right.
But the headline is a little crazy. Um, but yeah, he was just saying like, "Yo, where's David Stearns? Like,
Basically, he wants him to come out.
yeah, come out and say what the hell we doing here? What's going on?" And you're basically saying the same thing. And I think there's a big portion of the fan base that also, I mean, there's a portion of the fan base that's always saying, "Oh, I want to hear from David Stern and Steve Cohen." And sometimes I tell those people like, "Hey, you may not want to hear what they have to say if you heard from them right now." But
Right. But if they're in negotiations with players, I understand. Shut your mouth. You can't talk about it.
well, that's
However,
the thing. That's what I'm gonna say. Like, what would be the reasoning for him to come out? Like, it's like he said, he's made a couple of statements, but that's all really you can do right now. Let me call a press conference to calm fans down.
right.
There's really nothing that he can say to the fan base right now that's gonna calm us down. Those
No.
that are still irate. What is he really gonna say? He's not gonna tell you exactly what the plan is. He's gonna tell you we're gonna be competitive. We're in here. There's still plenty of time. There's still plenty of players out there. We're not gonna let anything slip through the cracks. We're active. And that's what he's gonna say. And we're not gonna like it.
Right.
We're not gonna like it. What do you want him to tell you? Hey, yeah. I mean, listen, shout out to Cashman who said, yeah, we've reached out to Bellinger's people, we've reached out to these people, we've reached out to that people. We haven't reached out here. But who does that? You know what I'm saying? So David says not gonna come out and say, yes, we're trying to sign Cal Tucker. We've offered him 7 years. We're trying to sign Cody Bellinger. We've offered him 6 years. Scott Boras is a jerk, and he's the reason why we don't have him here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sure how much you can really say.
Adam, what is it? I believe teams are freezing out current free agent market until February when spring training starts to get players on short-term deals. I mean, I agree with that, but guys like Kyle Tucker, guys like Cody Bellinger, they're going to get 4 or 5 year deals without a doubt. I mean, especially Kyle Tucker, he's getting 7 years probably
Again,
minimum.
Eddie, I'm gonna say what I said before, and I think it's almost, but I think it's more to do that the team that these guys need to be involved is not as involved as they should be, and if they are involved, it's a tempered involvement, and
Right.
it's if the Mets are involved with Kyle Tucker, it's not gonna be for whatever the highest rumored deal that you've ever heard for Kyle Tucker. I don't know what it is.
500 million, I believe I heard
Right.
for him.
You know damn well David Stearns is not in on that. Because to
No,
get him 500 million, how many years you got to give him? It's an insane amount of years, right? The
crazy.
same thing with Cody Bellinger. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
mean,
when teams know that, of course they're gonna wait. Like yeah, whatever you say, Scott. We know Steve Cohen's not involved. And if the Dodgers are not involved either, and the
or
Yankees already
Toronto,
been measured for a few years too. So you have all of these big market teams. One, yes, in the Dodgers who really doesn't care. If they
Toronto,
want
and,
to
and,
play,
the,
they
and the
go get
Dodgers
them.
are
But
two
if they're
teams.
not involved, then that hurts the market. And then you have the Mets and the Yankees who are trying to be practical and smart and value and like, yeah, yeah. I don't
I
know if it's
just
designed for spring training, but it's like I said, it might just be by default. But that's what's going on.
Let me ask you, when you look at this team right now, and it's just right now, as is, right? What would your win total over under, be? Just off the top of your head. You don't have to go crazy. Just if you were to say, this is what we're going to war with, this is what we got. How many wins, heck?
Right now,
Right now.
I don't even know,
Are
bro.
we even 500?
Golly.
I mean, I'm just, yeah, I want to ask the hard questions.
Listen, I would like to think that we're gonna get bounce back years from Alvi and Vientos, and everybody tells me how great Beatty is. I like to think we're a 500 team at least.
I if I'm going to be real, and I always, here's my motto: gun to my head,
Golly, guys, 73, 78 wins.
gun to my head. If
I
you
can't
put a
argue
gun
with
to my
y'all.
head right now, I'm going to say this team is anywhere between like 77 wins and maybe 81 tops. Like I don't think it's I the bullpen's good, but the lineup is so bare. After that fourth or fifth hitter, that lineup is bare. You know what I'm saying? And then the starting pitching is a whole other story. We watched the starting pitching not being able to get out of the fourth inning for about 4 months. We watched that. So I can't sit here and say we're going to be over 500 after just watching what we watched. Now the bullpen's better, no doubt. But the lineup got worse, way worse. The
Yeah.
defense is worse. And Pete Alonso's gone. And Brandon Nimmo's gone. Those are two of your best hitters. We didn't replace them. You gonna tell me Jorge Polanco's better than Brandon Nimmo as a hitter? No chance. None. So I can't give this team over 500 if they didn't even try to replace these guys, even in the aggregate. Even if we replaced them with platoon guys, heck, if we brought in guys like, Eugenio Suarez and another guy to platoon first base, just throwing it out there. We haven't even done that. So I have to say it's under 500 for me.
Yeah, no, I can't really argue with you, bro. I can't really argue with you right now. Like I said, for me, it's more about when you say Brandon Nimmo is not. I mean, Polanco's not better than Brandon Nimmo. Possibly. What they're hoping for is a different type of a hitter. You know what I'm saying? Where
But
Brandon
what
Nimmo
type,
may strike
though?
out, and I'm not. I don't even want to think about them two just head to head, just like that.
Right,
But just
right.
overall, where we're just a different offense and we put more the ball in play and stuff like that, more contact guys, average guys, if that even exists. Not that I shouldn't even say average, but you know what I mean. Um, but I can't see and say no. I have an argument to tell you that we're gonna win 85 games.
No,
Makes no
it's not
sense.
there.
Every
Unless
fucking game is nuts.
it's there if all these kids come here and they all produce. Then you can make a case that this team will be over 500. But I don't see it in Jonathan. I don't see it in Brandon Sproat. And what's the other kid that's coming back this year? That we lost last year?
Christian Scott.
Christian Scott. I don't see those guys as being number twos, number threes. I don't see it. And maybe that's on me. I don't see Carson Bench coming in here and being a 25 home run guy. I don't see Ryan Clifford coming up here and hitting 20. I don't see it. Now, maybe David Stern sees something I don't.
Yeah. And maybe David Stern still has a move or two up his sleeve,
True.
which, will change a lot of that right now. But yeah, as it is right now, but is that really fair?
It's not, no, it's not fair at all, but just, it might that we might be moving in this kid's direction. It really, if you know what I'm saying, like you had mentioned it earlier.
Oh, that
You
might.
mentioned,
We definitely are.
yeah.
We
So
definitely
if
are. You
we're
know what I'm
gonna
saying?
go to war with
He
these
said
kids,
multiple times that Carson Bench will have an opportunity.
so you think Carson Bench is going to be our center fielder or left fielder? Or
He's gonna have a chance to.
Okay.
He's gonna have a chance to. Is Quay's doing that?
Yeah, Quays.
How come I don't see him in there? I
He's
don't see
back
that.
there. We don't have pitching. Are we banking on Chaminade to bounce back? Are we banking on Senga to bounce back?
Hell
Can't
yeah.
can't lie on McLean. He's only a rookie. He may be very, very good, but you can't. And of course, and that's why I say, how could this team be over
That's why I was
500?
hoping we could bring in a like a number one to take a little bit of the pressure off of McLean, and it pushes him to the number two, right? If he's able to, and listen, we're putting a lot of expectations and pressure on this kid already. He did phenomenal when he
But he
came up
pitched
last year.
70 innings.
We got to see him hit a little bump in the road and how he bounces back from that and all that good stuff, right? Um, but if we were to able to get an ace, then it pushes everybody down, right? If Manaya has a bounce back, then he could be a 3 or 4 if Senga has a bounce back. And Senga's a very high end 3. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
Sangas.
He
I mean,
could be
he's
an
on.
ace if he would just freaking stay
Yeah.
healthy. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
yeah.
the opportunity is there. It's just that it's tough. It's almost like last year where we went into the season with a bunch of question marks in the rotation. Yeah, we had depth, but the depth was full of question marks. Every single one of them was a question mark. Who was
Yeah.
Shomanaya? Who was Kodai Senga? David Peterson, okay, who's David Peterson? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Frankie Monta, like the whole damn rotation was
Griffin
full of
Canning.
question marks. Griffin Canning,
And remember, we had 6, 7 starting pitchers at one
but
point.
there was question marks for all of them. We just
Correct.
went through them,
Yeah.
you know? So what we're trying to avoid is doing a little bit of doing the same thing again. And it looks like we're leaning that way, unfortunately. You know?
Yeah. I don't see a Framber Valdez coming here. I don't
Well,
see
that was
it.
gonna be my question, Eddie. Let's be fair here. Okay? What would you give Framber Valdez? If you was running the team, what would you feel comfortable giving Frank? Are you gonna give him a 7-year deal?
No. I don't want again, what is he, 32 years old?
I
And
think
most of
something like
these
that.
when you look at these contracts for 30, and I'm talking about 31 plus,
No, listen, we agree that we don't need we
they're
know.
bad contracts.
Right. So and that's why right now I have a hard time going ham on David Stearns. Because
Right.
who's that guy right now in free agency? Who's that guy right now? That you
It
say, you
was
know what?
Michael King.
Go get that guy. Come on. And we
It,
put
it
him at the
was
top of the
though for the
rotation.
years. It was Michael King.
Well, the deal that came out that he got, I
That
guess,
was a
yeah, we
deal
we
that
just
was.
yeah, but like, is he really that guy though? He's another guy that comes in with question marks. High ceiling, yes, and all that, but is he gonna stay healthy? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. No. I get it, but he does. Like you
and then he's
said,
another Clay Holmes. He's a year or two ahead, but he's another guy that transitioned from both, and people are losing their minds over Clay Holmes. Shit, Clay Holmes could come out and be Michael King.
he
Clay
could.
Holmes was our best pitcher
It, it's just
from opening day to the end of the season.
100%. 100%. It was just like I said, you'd bring in a Michael King for one purpose, to take pressure off McLean. That's it.
I
And I
know,
think
but I'm
that's the
not sure if
route.
he's that guy though.
I agree, but for 25 million on a 3-year deal, it's not like it's a 6-year deal. That to me was a no-brainer. And I get draft picks, I don't care. For me, you could have a different opinion. That's fine.
No. I understand that the deal doesn't seem horrible, but then people throw in all the listen, whatever. But
This is another name that keeps popping up.
yeah, and he's young.
That's a guy, if you ask me to give 6 years to, I will. I will roll the dice and take the chance, because the only knock on this guy is that he has a small frame. Guess what the only knock was on Yamamoto? Small frame. If they could do it in Japan, it usually translates. It usually does. So I'm okay with it. So question, I don't either. I think he has suitors. I'm not going to get that wrong. I think they
Yeah, I
all have
wouldn't
suitors.
say if he has no suitors. I would think he has suitors for
Tons
sure.
of suitors. It's just this. It's the money and the years. But if you could get a 27-year-old from Japan, who I think his numbers are very good there. From my last time I checked on him, I think he had a sub-3 ERA. He was a high, like, strikeout to walk guy. Again, I don't see the downside there because he's 27. Because at least you're paying for prime years, right? With Framber, you're paying for the back end. You're paying for the next two, like next, as you said with Alonso, you're paying for the next 3 years. I think Framber will give you 3 solid years, no, easy. But 4, 5, 6, 7, that's where we get funny.
Right.
That's where we get funny.
And that's why I wouldn't want to give him that. Like, I'll do a 5 year deal maybe, and even that's like, ugh.
And
I wouldn't
and
do
remember,
5 year deal with him. You
and
know what I'm
remember,
saying?
heck, he's going to be more than, if you do 5 years, it's going to be more than 30 AAV. Easy,
Well,
more
yeah,
than
that's
30.
the other thing too.
Right,
But that's it. Listen, the whole idea is I don't want to have him when he's complete trash, so I'll
right.
overpay a little bit, right? That's the whole idea behind that.
Yeah, you
But
you get you buy now, and you could always map the contract that way too, where you're paying them up front, and then kind of have a it's called a descending contract.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It would descend at the end. It's like what we did with David Wright.
Right. Well, there's a couple of guys. Lindor has something like that. It's not as, but it's a Lindor. I was looking at somebody's contract there, and I was like, oh, okay. But
The guy in the Padres has that contract. The guy they all want to trade, the Xavier Bogarts.
oh, Xander
He
Bogaerts.
gets
Okay.
less at the end.
Right.
You might be right on Lindor too. Last I checked, I think though he's pretty consistent in the middle though, and
Right.
that's a good segue. There was a tweet today put out by I forget who it was, but he's tying the Lindor's wife with
Yeah.
the Mets trading Brandon Nimmo, Pete Alonso, or not trading, but getting rid of,
Right. Right.
and they're
I didn't see.
tying that.
I didn't see anything today, but I know that there's been the thing the last few days where politics actually broke up the
Yes,
Mets clubhouse
I'm gonna actually
more
try to
than
look it
anything.
up right now. As a matter of fact,
And there's caught a lot. I had been hearing rumblings from some people, and then there's caught a lot of legs with the whole article that I guess his wife was going to be part of Mamdani. Is that his name?
yeah,
The
I'm
mayor.
Donnie.
I don't even know our mayor's name. The mayor's inauguration or party or whatever the hell it is that he's
Yeah,
doing. So I guess she's part of it. Listen, I don't know what the hell the politics are. I don't care what her politics are.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I don't get into politics. It pisses me off that this is even a conversation. Like baseball and the clubhouse is supposed to be a place where none of this ever mattered, and
Right.
all this stuff. This is what we've always heard, right? And now apparently our team is being broken up because of politics, because whatever. I don't know, man. I think it's more, it may. Listen, I don't fucking know. I don't know.
It's a lot of BS if you ask me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I buy it, but I actually have the tweet. Let me see if I could share it.
And dude, like this whole I hate the idea now that people are trying to create this narrative that there was ever a rift between Lindor and Nemo. Like I never saw those guys where like and they always spoke highly of each other. I don't even buy into the nonsense that Nemo was upset at the conversation that of Lindor being the captain. I don't
I
buy
don't
that
either.
crap. I
I
don't
think
buy
it's
that crap.
bullshit. But here's the tweet. I'll read it to you. Suddenly, Mets getting rid of every white non-leftist ball player makes perfect sense. And this tweet got
That, I think I saw that
406,000 views.
yesterday, no?
Yeah, it's from yesterday, I believe.
Yeah, I think I saw that yesterday.
Yeah, I got to get this off the screen now. How do I get this off the screen? Here we go. Yeah, I don't. I don't buy into it. I
Listen, that's
mean,
ugly business, man.
if Lindor's wife is working on a guy's campaign, who gives a fuck? Is Lindor's wife in the fucking dugout hitting?
I
No.
don't
Who
even know that she
cares?
was working on his campaign, right? I
I
think she's
was,
just invited to this thing maybe because she supported. I don't
yeah.
fucking know. But
And I'm with Jonathan. I don't give a fuck what his politics. Like, who gives a shit? Hit fucking home runs. I don't give a fuck.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't
Go out
care
there and hit.
about these
You could
people's
fucking,
politics.
you could be, I don't give a shit what you do.
I don't
I
care.
don't
I
care.
didn't like it. I hated it or whatever. I thought it was silly to me when people would talk about Brandon Nimmo's politics and all. Like it just doesn't matter to me. It just doesn't
No.
matter. It
When
doesn't
you're on a
matter.
baseball team, does anybody bring up, oh, what do you think about the wall or fucking, like, nobody talks about that shit. We're talking about you talk about the game. You talk about what's going on, not about what somebody's wife's doing. To me, it's probably a lot of clickbait, I guess. And we live in that world today. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But to put that on Lindor's wife, that was rough. And look, I'm somebody that said, if you're going to fucking rebuild this team, and that's what we're doing, I said it. Trade Lindor while you're at it. Because if you're starting over, I don't care. Give Jet
Hey,
Williams the spot. I'm that's where
forget
I'm at.
about that. Let's get back on this real quick and let's think about this. Think about how dirty that would be. How do you even implement that? You're gonna go to your president of baseball operations, who you've hired and brought in here to make you the best organization possible, right? The
Yeah.
last couple of years, we've talked about all of this familial thing and family this, family that, this
Yes.
family atmosphere as
It's
the
how
New
we
York
got
Mets.
Soto, right?
Exactly.
Right.
And now you're gonna tell your president of operations, hey, check this out. You gotta trade
Yeah.
or get rid of, not bring back X, 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 because they believe in X.
It's laughable. It's laughable. It's nonsense.
Really?
It's nonsense.
Like, what are we doing here? Like, there's no way, man. There's no way. There's no way. I'm sorry. That's one I'm just not buying into at all. At all.
I'm not either. And again, Brandon Nemo, they traded him because they didn't want that contract. That was it. It was the contract when it came to him. Even though
Yeah.
he could hit. Hell, I would have if you would have told me that, hey Eddie, Nemo's going to be the starting DH. Sign me up. I would have took it, no problem. I know what Nemo can do. But run prevention, Simeon, second base. And if you ever watch Simeon play second base, he's a damn good fucking second baseman. But he won't give you the bat that Nemo can. He won't. Not at this point in his career. Maybe 3-4 years ago.
No, we'll see.
Yeah.
We shall see. The hope is that we're going to be a different and a better offense overall, a more better put together offense when it's all said and done. It doesn't seem that way right now. And I don't push back on anybody that's frustrated right now. Again, it's just me personally, ladies and gentlemen. In my opinion, I feel like I have an idea of what's going on. So I'm at the acceptance level. It doesn't mean that I like everything that's going on. It doesn't mean that I'm not frustrated. Like, I share all those frustrations. Listen, I'm going to be 50 next month. That means I was 10 years old when this team won a World Series.
Good Lord.
In 40 years, I've been disgusted and disappointed more than I have been with this team. Right? We won a World Series in 86. 2 years later, Mike Sosa breaks my damn heart. I'm damn near crying in front of my whole damn Little League at 12 years old. Because we're all watching this fucking game at a trophy presentation, I think it was, or whatever the hell it was. Soon after that, what do we get? The worst team money can buy.
Yep.
Then we get Generation K. That's disappointment.
Then you had to
Then you
wait
get
all the
what?
way
The
to the
last
end.
Miniaches and the Fernando Martinez and this and that. Nothing. Nothing ever works out. Oh, yeah. Then we had the nice Piazza era. And what we got out of that? Timo Paris to not fucking run?
Then we had 2006, which
Then
was
your favorite era, the David Wright era.
yep, 2006, which ultimately was a
Swing the
failure.
bat, Beltran. Swing the fucking bat. Hector, you still not over it? No, I'm not over it. So I get the frustration. I get it, man. What I'm, I guess, hoping, and this is what bothers people, and what does this mean is, I would like to think that David Stearns has the best interest of the New York Mets in mind. The timeline may not match with what we want him to do, but the end goal is what we all want. Now he has to be right, and he has to accomplish it sooner rather than later, because we're not giving you our lifetime to this.
No. Well, he's going into year 3, heck. It's put up or shut up time, and
we're going into year 3, but this is like
it's year 1.
Year
really.
of it. Yeah.
Right. The year 1 of his fingerprints all over the team.
Right. I don't want to say rebuild, but yeah.
I'm okay with it.
That type of rebuild.
I'm okay. But
he said, I'm okay.
I'm okay. But I just need to see more. I need to see a direction. I need to see them say, okay, this is what we're doing for the bottom end of my order. And again, I need to see what actions, not with words. I don't give a shit what he has to say. I need to see the signings. Then I'll believe, because actions speak louder than words. Now, I could sit here and talk all I want, and you can too, all I want about all the shit in the world about David Stearns. Actions speak louder than words. And we're at a crossroads.
Opening day, Jonathan.
Well, we'll know by, I think we're going to know by spring training. We'll know what this team looks like. But with that said, Hector's got to go to bed. He's very tired. He volunteered to come on the show today. So shout out to my guy Hector for coming on. We appreciate him coming on. Thank you to the 500-600 people in here. We appreciate you.
Thank you to Ricky and the guys that restreamed early on. We appreciate it, man, for sure.
And if you can, go. I don't promote it, but I have to. Go to my YouTube, Garden City Media on YouTube, and just hit that subscribe button for me. I would appreciate it. You're going to get your Knicks. You're going to get your Mets. You know I do this shit almost every night. So please do that for me. I'll have giveaways. Heck, me and Hector will be doing more. That's for sure. So I'll leave you with that. Hector, any final thoughts? Anything, final words, anything like that?
No, I actually was going to say that, man. Let's make sure we go and subscribe to Eddie's Garden City Media. I see that a couple of people actually commented on YouTube. That must be
nice.
Because it's not on my YouTube. I'm not streaming on YouTube right now. So Armandis, I think, commented on YouTube. My guy Junior went and commented on YouTube, and now he's back on X. So he must have found you over there. But yeah, man, go give my guy Eddie a like, a subscribe, and all that good stuff. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, what can we do, man? Try to enjoy the holidays. Don't let all the rumors, all the nonsense, don't let a headline drive you crazy. Don't let somebody's opinion of what they feel drive you crazy. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing I can tell you, it's not spring training tomorrow. It's not opening day.
Nope.
All right? So we still have time. What does that mean? I don't fucking know.
Make some fucking moves, Stearns. How about that?
I don't know. Besides that, I don't know if we'll see you before New Year. So everybody have a happy New Year. Stay safe out there.
Yep.
And that's that, man. What do you want to do?
Yep, man.
Let's go Mets.
Let's go Mets. Happy holidays. I'll probably see you guys tomorrow night. But with that said, appreciate you, Heck, for coming on. Good night, everybody. Let's fucking go Mets. Let's go Knicks.
I lied too. I might be back one of these nights too because I want to try something new.
Of course he's coming back.